The following is a presentation of Radio Plus Sports and Jeff's live streams.
Is behind him in the formation. And the handoff is going to go to Henschel. Henschel's got a gap and a seam. Henschel pile driving his way forward. Henschel to the end zone. Arms up for the Fond du Lac touchdown.
Radio Plus Sports, a Wisconsin Broadcasters Association first place winner for best digital production in the state.
Delmacher rolling out to the left, flips the hips over the middle. He's got him! Brody Highland to the end zone! His second touchdown of the day!
In-depth interviews with coaches and players, sideline reports, expert analysis, and top-notch production.
Takes a snap, gives to Schomburg. Schomburg, hole, right side! Sideline, touchdown!
Radio Plus Sports, a Wisconsin Broadcasters Association multiple-year first-place winner for best play-by-play in the state.
Cash it in, tie this thing up. Motion goes to Momentum. He'll line up at the backfield now. Williamson, play fake, looking, one-on-one coverage. Johnson, touchdown! Fond du Lac, a 27-yard strike. And there,
our sponsors include
Hoekstra's Greenhouse, Sam's Well Drilling, Katie's Log Cabin,
Generations Lanes and Angling Only, PT Tire and Service, Pinot Construction,
Verhaeg's Furniture Mart, Glamour Shop, Schaefer Auto,
Airtech, Coal, Oil and Propane, WIT Services,
Pioneer Keg, Lidke Lumber, Municipal Well and Pump,
All Phase Heating and Cooling, Integrity Saw and Tool.
Let's go live to the Radio Plus Sports broadcast booth with Jeff's live stream, providing game day coverage.
Well, good Tuesday evening to you here from Ray Dunn Field in Mayville, Wisconsin. And it's a historic night here tonight as we have outdoor volleyball. And, I said it just a little while ago, Ray Dunn looks gorgeous. You get to the latter part of the season, a grass field like this, depending on the weather, sometimes it gets a little chopped up. But, man, it looks gorgeous right now, but we're not worrying about the gridiron tonight. We are playing volleyball outdoors. Jordan King, Jeff Sauer, and Justin Schwartzmiller along with you here for the pregame show as we see the three teams that are going to be competing tonight in the quad, the Battle of the Marsh, Horicon, Waupun, and the host, Mayville Cardinals. And I'll tell you what, back in the spring, when it's kind of out of nowhere, I know for folks around here this has been building up for quite some time, but it was not on my radar. And when I got the email from Coach Capps here at Mayville saying the Battle of the Marsh, we're playing outdoor volleyball coming up this fall, man, I got excited back in the spring, and that was back in March. And come a long way. Got the court set up. It looks gorgeous. And I'm excited for what's to come here tonight between Waupun and Mayville here on Jeff's live streams in co-op with Radio Plus Video Sports. And Justin, this is awesome. I mean, we haven't even had a football game out here on Ray Dunn yet this season, and here we go with some volleyball. This is good stuff.
So I've had my fair share of chances to talk to Scott Hilber about this, and then I actually I think it was the Laconia football game against Mayville, Coach Capps came up to Jeff's son Caleb and I and was like, we had this idea, and so this was in the fall of last year. We had talked about this, and I was like, it's a pretty cool idea. And then finally, once I heard things had started got rolling and everything like that, and then you get a little bit where you're worried about I know Coach Hilber was worried about his football field. He's like, the grounds crew said it should be okay. We should be all right. It's not going to kill my grass, so it's okay. But Ray Dunn looks beautiful, and it's really set up for Friday, but it looks beautiful for tonight's volleyball matchup.
Yeah, when you talk about opportunities like this is what it's all about. This is the beauty of high school sports, and if you can get creative and give kids opportunities like this, give communities opportunities like this, you can't go wrong with this type of thing. And, Justin, we called a handful of games last year for Mayville, and, we'll talk about what they have coming back and what they lost from last season, because they it's a very exciting team to get behind. And, I know this is kind of a group that makes sense to do something like this because I think they're going to be very good this year. But we will talk about the players that they lost and some inexperience this year, and does it? May we see some of that here tonight in game number 1? We'll see. But this is a really exciting team on paper. Looking back from last year and all the stats that's coming back, and some superstars in that sophomore class. A year older here now as juniors, some of them entering their 3rd year in varsity, and a really exciting Mayville squad.
I know Coach Capps had talked about it on the interview that Jeff will run at some point here, but he's very excited about a lot of those girls like Aaliyah Bosco coming back and the steps that Lillian Mansueto said that she made in the offseason. This team's exciting. They're still pretty young. I mean, they only have one senior on the roster.
Yeah. And a couple of more freshmen. It's kind of the cycle of reloading that we've continued to see. You think about Allison Shelfeffer and her, she's their best returning server. We mentioned Mansueto, who was one of their best attackers, but she was also their defensive leader a season ago. Marissa Vanderschaff, down the stretch last year, got way more sets in that stretch run when this team made a little run in the postseason. And so, a lot of experience that is returning for Mayville off of a team that finished 3rd in the Flyway Conference a season ago, a 5-2 record. Obviously, Laconia won it last year, but 20-2, a quality season for Mayville, and a lot to be excited about, as we mentioned. This is the pregame show. We're going to step aside here and take our first break. You're watching on Jeff's live streams and RP Video Sports. Back with more after this.
Come and you'll learn about the Pinot difference. Pinot, built better for future generations.
Generations Lanes of El Dorado. Join one of our adult or kids leagues or bowl in our monthly Friday night tournament. Or get a group together for a family or corporate bowling function. We are more than just bowling. A great spot to bring your family for a meal. Awesome homemade pizzas and soups, as well as appetizers, wraps, and sandwiches. Daily food specials. Fish Fry Friday. Open daily at 11 with the kitchen open late. Ask about us catering your next function. We are home to Laconia Bowling and proud supporter of the Laconia Spartans and all student athletes.
We at the Glamour Shop pride ourselves in having a fantastic team that offers unbeatable customer service at rates we can stand behind. Our motto has always been, let's talk about hair. We're a passionate, team-based salon where relationships with our clients are at the heart of everything we do. Our experienced stylists work with you to create the look you've always dreamed of. Whether it's a cut, color, or a fresh style, we invite you to experience the Glamour Shop difference. The Glamour Shop. Call for an appointment today.
We are Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse, and we have been leading a greenhouse here in Fox Lake since 1981. Family owned and operated, we provide beautiful flower baskets and fruit and vegetables to residents of South Central Wisconsin. We know the importance of having a variety of flowers, fruits, and vegetables available to our customers throughout the year. Discover the finest selection of locally grown produce, including sweet corn, tomatoes, and cucumbers, along with a variety of fresh fruits. At Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse, we believe in providing our customers with the freshest.
Welcome back here to the pregame show. Joining me now is the head coach of the Mayville Lady Cardinals volleyball team, Coach Capps. Well, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you so much for having me.
We are so excited for this event here. Taking a look here at the sport court that's sitting out there. It's absolutely awesome. Give us a little bit of background on how this event came about.
Oh, I'm so excited. It started 2 years ago. As everybody in the country who follows volleyball, Nebraska had this big outdoor, they set up a huge court on top of the football field at their stadium. And I think it was like 69,000 people, I think it was, that watched that game. Maybe it was 96,000.
I believe it was almost 100,000.
Yeah, I think it was 96,000. So that kind of still wasn't planted in my head because that's something that their budget's a lot bigger than my budget. But then last year I was going through a Facebook scroll, and I saw this time lapse of a volleyball court going up on a football field. And I'm like, that seems more doable. And it was a school over in Iowa, and they did this. And so I was intrigued, and that's probably what got the wheels started. And then a couple days later, I was kind of like, hey, I wonder if anybody else has done that, because it just was like the seed had been planted. And I saw the team in New Jersey had done it also last year. So that was probably what it took to get me started on it. And then I thought, well, why not us? And so, I've lived here I live in Hartford, and I've lived in Wisconsin since 91, and I've lived more years in Wisconsin than I have California. And I have just loved years that came out to make this happen. For those of you who are at home, as we sit here right now, we're watching them finish up setting up the court. They have the court done. They're putting up the net right now. And just the symphony of volunteers has been fantastic. So I'm just so grateful to be at a place that we could bring this to this town and do something that, well, never been done in Wisconsin.
Yeah, and this is absolutely awesome. So I'm so grateful that you had that seed planted and that you were able to create this. And you're right, Mayville is one of those communities that is perfect to be the first time having this outdoor volleyball spectacular, is what I'm going to call it, the Battle of the Marsh here. But let's talk a little bit about the history that also goes behind this with the Mayville women's volleyball team.
Absolutely. When we started off with planning this event, and then we wanted it to, how could we make this special? And I've been coaching youth sports for a long time. I own a volleyball club, the Eclipse Volleyball Club out of Hartford. We just celebrated our 22nd year. And so I've devoted like a lot of my life to trying to empower young ladies to be strong women. And they've lived in a world so long that was dominated by men that I just wanted it to be something that they could celebrate. So we went back, and I sat in the library and looked at every yearbook, trying to find when the first team was. And I found it in the 1973-74 yearbook in 1973. And so then I'm like, okay, that's our first volleyball team. And so that's where we wanted to honor them. Well, then after I started thinking about that, I was like, well, why did they start? And then all of a sudden it dawned on me, Title IX. So I Googled, when did Title IX come out? June of 73. So June of 73, Title IX comes out. And so, of course, that forced everybody to have the volleyball team. So they go start this volleyball team. And in the yearbook that year, they had one page. And they had like 4 pictures. And one of the pictures was just girls athletics. It wasn't even specified for volleyball. It's just like, if you were in girls athletics, take a picture. And so they did list the names of the volleyball team, and then they had some pictures, and they didn't even get uniforms. They had smocks that tied on the side. And so, and nobody had matching shorts on. It was like just one of those things. Somebody was underhand serving, and it was a different world then. But if that hadn't happened, look at what youth sports is today. I mentioned I coach club volleyball. I go down to nationals, and there's thousands of teams down there. There's tens of thousands of players just for that one tournament. You go to any place on a weekend, whether it's in Appleton or Milwaukee or Waukesha or Madison, and you got court after court after court of club teams playing. And you've seen youth soccer, you've seen softball and baseball. And these young ladies back in 1973 started something that would blossom into what we have today.
What a fitting location to actually host this here with all the success that the football team has had. And now the volleyball team gets to take, we'll call it center field, but it's center court. So again, talk a little bit about your program right now, where you're at, and how things are progressing.
I'm so excited to come here because I went back and looked at what our records were going, and I think I could go back to 2008, I think it was, on Max Prep. And they had 2 years that they had 20-win seasons. That was back when my assistant coach, our JV coach, Paige Persha, who, congratulations, she got married this last Saturday.
Oh, congratulations.
And she was on that team, and they had some success. That was some strong team. But recently, they hadn't had a lot of big success. And so the neat thing is when I got here the year before last, a lot of people told me we were going to have a really down football coach, Ashley Krieger. And she loves that team, and I love volleyball. And I'd love to try to help volleyball get up to that level to where we can just, it sure would be fun to go get a conference championship.
You do have some great athletes on this team because we did cover some of their softball this past spring. So I don't know if you want to give a shout out to any of these girls and talk about them or mention each of them by their positions, or just tell us a little bit about your team.
Sure. We're very fortunate because we have 5 returning varsity players. 4 of them, 3 of them were starter caliber, but the nice thing is everybody works so hard in the off season that they're looking really good. We're a little surprised that we have 2 freshmen who made the team, and that was very unexpected. So Brielle Ehlers plays middle, and Neva Middlestat, whose brother we might know a little something from Friday nights, is our setter, one of our setters. So having those 2 freshmen come out, that was a little surprise because they totally earned their spot. We have 2 sophomores on the team, Megan Windorf, who plays DS, and Amelia Bader, who's a powerful right side, and so very dynamic. And then we get to the money players returning. All starts with Leah Voskuil at the middle. Every team needs that big middle to set the defense and to swing hard and make the other team respect the middle. Lillian Mansueto, not only can she play hockey, but she is our outside hitter, and she was on her freshman year. She made varsity. She didn't start the year on varsity, but about a week and a half in, we called her up because we needed it. She played libero because she can pass. Well, last year, she moved over to her real position, outside hitter, and she was very good defensively, had lots of digs. Offensively, she was, I think, second or third on the team in kills, but not as great of a clip as we wanted her to be. So Emily Durkowski last year was our senior outside hitter who just led the team in kills and digs. And, excuse me.
You're good.
So what happened was Lillian just worked so hard in the offseason. And on our scrimmage on Saturday, we were down at Milton. She just looked dynamic. And so if we have Lillian kind of anchoring the offense and defense, and Leah, and that's pretty spectacular. Marissa Vanderschaaf will be moving to libero, and so that's kind of exciting as we go with that. And Reagan Hardesty will be our other setter. And again, what's neat about these small schools is, if anyone's heard that name Hardesty before,
right?
That was that was last year Mayville's bruising running back's name, who was a fantastic football player. He graduated last year, but and then I just love seeing these athletes who. Brielle Ehlers has a brother who's on the varsity football team. So that these families that are just from the community, and I just love that the football team, man, with their success, and we love to celebrate that. And I just want to provide, maybe guide our girls to a situation where they can celebrate our girls' success too.
Talk about the 2 teams that you've invited here to make this the Battle of the Marsh. It is a triangular, so you've got Waupun coming here, and you also have Horicon. Tell me a little bit about each of those teams that you know about them, and why they got the invite.
It started off with when we knew we were going to do this outdoor volleyball match. So then it comes down to, who are we going to play? So first thing I thought was Lamira, because that's Mayville's typical rival.
Rival, right down the road.
And so, but it didn't really, we're at Lamira this year. And so it was getting complicated. And then if it wasn't going to be a conference match, so therefore that kind of went away pretty quick. We were looking at some other things, and then also we were like, well, maybe a conference game's not the way to go. And so then we were thinking, we wanted a good crowd. And then also thought, well, Horicon makes, they're even closer than Lamira. And we're not in the same conference as them. And so I'm friends with their coach, Tara Bamer. And so when I contacted Tara, oh my gosh, she was so excited, and she jumped in, and so we're really excited about hosting Horicon. So then that's where it was. We were just going to play Horicon. And then a couple weeks later, I'm sitting around and talking with my assistant coach, Brian Tome, and it kind of dawned on me, I'm not always the sharpest knife in the drawer, that here we're doing all this work, and we're going to play one match. And so we're like, well, how could we do better? I mean, yeah, it would have been best 3 out of 5, but then we're like, well, what about triangular? And so then we're like, we had already named a Battle of the Marsh at that point because of the Horicon Marsh and Mayville being on the Marsh. And so I looked, and I'm like, hey, we typically play Waupun, and they're on the Marsh. And so we contacted them, and they got really excited to be in it. At first, there was a little bit, they hadn't hired their new volleyball coach yet. And the previous volleyball coach was gone. So their athletic director was a little hesitant because of, I don't want to go put my, and then our athletic director talked, they had a talk, and they're like, this is a big event. And he's like, yeah, we want to be part of it. So then I met Waupun's coach a couple months ago. Waupun hosts our summer volleyball league, and real nice, but she was excited about it. So what do I know about these two teams? I know that Horicon graduated a lot.
Yeah.
And so I know Tara has you always want to be careful about rebuilding year, because that's what people said about us 2 years ago, and we ended up being pretty good.
Right.
So, but I think that they'll be more of a defensive team, and just kind of serve, receive, and try to outlast us. We're a little bit big on the big side, and we're going to try to win up at the net. We like to think we can serve, receive, but we're pretty balanced. Waupun, I was joking in one of the interviews I did that I have a stellar record against Waupun since I've been at Mayville. I'm 0-2, and so maybe the third time's the charm. They graduate a couple people also, but they're pretty. I'm expecting them to be pretty good. So I think that nothing like our first match of the season. Let's not only play outdoors, but let's go ahead and go against a team that's pretty good. So it should be fun.
Yeah. Coach, again, congratulations on throwing this together. It's a fantastic event. We are happy here at Radio Plus in cooperation with Jeff's live stream to be a part of this, so we really appreciate that. Anything else you'd like to add here on the pregame show?
I think that if anybody has a chance to get out here and see this, it's a spectacle. I know that I'm looking out there, and the football field is all set up for Friday. We have the beautiful Cardinal in full color on the field, and so you see this gridiron, and then all of a sudden you kind of back out a little bit, and all of a sudden, what's that volleyball court doing there? So you've never seen anything like this. And if you're not I'm not a big volleyball fan, or I don't know a lot about volleyball, this is a fun event to come see, because it's got it's got a little bit of zest and a little bit out of the extraordinary.
Come and be a part of history. Come on down here to Mayville. If you're watching this, it's right before the first game. There's 2 other contests that are going to be taking place, and it would be fantastic for you to come down here and be a part of history here in the state of Wisconsin for the Battle of the Marsh. It's been head coach Alan Kapp here, so anything else?
Yeah, I think that if you get a chance, like if this is starting already, that last match, sunset's supposed to be at 7:39. I don't think we'll get, it says 7:45. I think it'll be probably a little closer to 8 by the time everything's getting going. And so that means it's going to be dark. And I think that volleyball under the lights, it's not going to be too hot. It's going to be, hey, throw a hoodie on and get out here.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely amazing. Thanks again for joining me here on the pregame show. We'll be back after these messages.
Back here on Jeff's live streams and Radio Plus Video Sports. Glad to have you along here at Ray Dunn Field. Got about a minute left in warm-ups, and just talk about a couple of these players that Coach mentioned. Justin, Leah Voskel, things start with her and her presence at the net. She obviously the leading blocker coming back for Mayville, and then you mentioned Lillian Mansueto, who's really, last season was kind of a little bit up and down. She went through some stretches, but overall in conference play was pretty darn good on the outside. Allison Schelpfeffer is on that right side. Last year she was kind of part of that middle rotation, but there's just so much size on this team that gives Coach Capps the luxury to kind of be creative with how he wants to make this team as big or as athletic or whatever as possible.
He had talked about it in his interview a little bit, how Mansueto was a little bit tentative on the outside, and then when they came back this year and they started everything and she was working on it in club a little bit, there was an aggression. There was that attack mode, and he said they needed that. They obviously lost. I can't remember who the senior was in the middle there. The senior last year who was
Emily Durkowski was their leader offensively. Yeah.
Yep, so you lost Durkowski, and then he thought that Mansueto would do a great job taking that role on, because obviously the couple matches I did Durkowski, she had 15, 17, 18 kills in a match. And it was consistent like that all the time. And now you're at a point where you kind of have a reload, but not really because this team was young last year with a couple seniors, and they're young again.
Yeah, absolutely. And Durkowski, one of the two big losses, obviously. Molly Grolke is a loss as well to graduation. Aubrey Tome was their setter, so it'd be kind of interesting to see between Reagan Hardesty, the junior, and Neva Middlestat, the freshman, if they can replace, just serviceable. You don't have to be as good as Aubrey Tome was last year. She was great in the service line. She over 600 plus assists last year for Mayville. So you don't got to replace that. But you just got to, get these athletes, into system and give them opportunities to swing at something with quality. All right, we're going to have the national anthem and the starters coming up here at Ray Dunn. So we're going to take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll relay those starters to you here for tonight's match. And we're excited here at Ray Dunn Field. Let's take a timeout here on Jeff's and Radio Plus Video Sports. Stay with us.
Okay, so I froze, so hang on.
Emphasize the importance of good sportsmanship at all education-based sporting events. Attendance at interscholastic activities is a privilege.
HVAC needs and enjoy a comfortable home no matter the season. Call All Phase HVAC today.
Katie's Log Cabin is a great place to stop for lunch or dinner, grab one of the daily specials, or check out the full menu. Katie's Log Cabin specials include Tuesday is pizza, Wednesday is wings, Thursday is a rotating special, Friday and Saturday is fish fry, Saturday is also prime rib, and Sunday is a broasted chicken dinner. Not in the mood for a special? Katie's has you covered with full menu options, appetizers, salads, wraps, pizzas, and sandwiches. Katie's Log Cabin Restaurant in Oakfield. Life is better at the cabin.
Rediscover the hometown lumberyard experience in your own backyard. Hi, this is Dave, third generation of the family-owned and operated Lidke Lumber True Value in downtown Lamira. I welcome you to experience what the hometown lumberyard has to offer. Better products, better advice, better service. From one O-ring to all the building materials to build a house, we had the products to get the job done. Hardware, plumbing, electrical, paint, lawn and garden, automotive, bird, and so much more. Come experience what your hometown lumberyard has to offer. Lidke Lumber True Value in downtown Lamira, where the tracks cross Main, or online at lidkelumber.com.
One.
We now get to move into our starting lineups for
Jeff?
tonight.
Welcome back to Ray Dunn Field here at Mayville High School. And we have outdoor volleyball tonight. Jordan King, Jeff Sauer, Justin Schwartzmiller, and the whole crew here today there goes Coach Capps running through the tunnel. Love that. They got some of the youth players here. They got the bubble guns. They got everything rolling for the introductions for Mayville. Let's start with the Mayville starters. Number 2 is Megan Wendorf, the sophomore defensive specialist. She starts in the back row. Number 6 is Brielle Ehlers, the middle blocker. She's a freshman, one of 2 freshmen in the starting lineups. That's number 8, Neva Middlestat, the other. She's going to start as the setter this evening. Lillian Mansueto wears number 9, outside hitter, the junior. One of 3 juniors in the starting lineup tonight. Leah Voskel, number 10, Leah Voskel. She's the middle blocker. Had a terrific season a season ago. Number 14 is Marissa Vanderschaff. She's the libero, and she's a junior as well. And then number 12 is Amelia Bader, a right side starter. She's a sophomore for Mayville. So once again, 2 Wendorf, 6 Ehlers, 8 Middlestat, 9 Mansueto, 10 Voskel, 12 Bader, and 14 Vanderschaff. And Justin, I think you got you marked Waupun's there as they were running out.
Starting at the center position will be number 11, Hayden Schultz. And in the middle will be number 12, Maggie Kluge.
And the libero, number 14, Marissa
DS/libero, so she'll be in the back row will be Aubrey Sanders. Alexis Babish will be the other setter on this team. Ryan Babish will be an outside hitter. Mickey Borchert will be the libero, and Jalen Lando will be in the middle. That is, once again, 11 Schultz, 12 Kluge, 14 Sanders, 16 Babish, 21 Babish, 23 Borchert, and 24 Lando.
And number 21, Ryan Babish, the returning top offensive player for Waupun, and outside for them. And last season, 2.2 kills per set. And you mentioned Landau as well, Jalen Landau, She is out of the middle, and she was third on the team a season ago. They lost 2 of their top 5 in terms of production. So, on paper, a little bit similar to kind of what Mayville is dealing with losing Durkowski and Tome from a season ago. So those are the starters, and a few of the players from Waupun found some sunglasses in their bags. This is the benefit of getting to practice out here last night. Almost all of the Mayville players have sunglasses on. Lillian Mansueto and Leah Vasco going without the shades, but everyone else got the sunglasses on because this is almost the more difficult of the 2 games, as you have the sun just setting and is going to be in their eyes potentially.
More yet.
Just about ready to roll here from Ray Dunn Field, and we're going to have our first point of the 2025 volleyball season and also the first outdoor point in Wisconsin history for volleyball. Looking forward to this coming up here in just a second. And it's going to be Alexis Babish back at the service line to get us rolling here tonight. And here we go. So quickly they get Voskuhl involved, and Voskuhl has that one tipped back across. Waupun getting into system, and Babish misses a little bit to the left of the line there. Tried to go down the line, and the first swing for Babish goes to Mayville. And a quick lead as we see Kylie Wenninger come in, the outside hitter, and replace Wendorf quickly. Back at the service line, it's Mansueto, and they're going to get a tip and blocked off of Mayville's block. That was number 13, Allison Schelpfeffer, who tipped that out. So the first point for Waupun. No swings yet for Mayville, but they're going to do well this season, even if they don't get into good offense, just with their size at the net and their ability to kind of command the net. Going to the far side, this one's a loose, underhanded set from the freshman Middlestat, and 2 straight points for Waupun. As Babish will continue, this is Ryan Babish from the service line. Babish, a senior for Waupun, and here is the tip, and this one's straight into the net from Wenninger. And 3 straight now for the Warriors. So always interesting when they put the graduation years, because I gotta do the math. Man, we're a class of 2026 already. Holy smokes! Here's a tip from Wenninger, and we had that was Waupun into the net. That was Landahl who went up for the block and tapped the net there. I thought they were gonna say that Wenninger got into the net, but first it was Landahl. So Voskuhl back to serve. She is the best returning server, or excuse me, Schelpfeffer is the best returning server. We'll see her in just a second. She just tapped that one across, and she's pretty good out of the back row, but Voskuhl's not bad as well from the service line. And a nice scramble here from Waupun to keep it alive. Voskuhl digs it up to the near side. Once again, Wenninger has it blocked, and it's tipped across, and a point for Mayville, and that's Brielle Ehlers, the middle blocking freshman, and her first kill of the night. Good job by Mayville there to stay alive, and we're tied up at 3. Voskuhl once again serving for the Cards. They're going to go straight to the middle, do the Warriors, and there's Jalen Landahl's first kill of the night. And she did that 1.5 kills per set a season ago for the Warriors. Waupun finished 4th in the East Central last season, went 3-3, 12-15 overall. They play a lot of flyweight teams as well, so they keep it in the area. Nice tip that time once again from Ehlers, and she's got 2 out of the last 3 points for Mayville, and it's tied back up at 4. Couple more subs, and tell you what, Coach Capps is fast and furious off the bench, and that's good. You have some teams that really don't use their subs very often, but they're getting plenty of people involved here. Here's a swing on the far side. That's Neary. Mayville into system this time. Right back to Ehlers, who is on fire. She's got 3 straight. And a 5-4 lead for Mayville. First lead of the night for the Cards. And hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep going back to Ehlers in the middle. She is having herself quite the last couple of minutes. Here's a swing on the near side. And that one's going to be a kill for Hayden Schultz. And Schultz gets Waupun back on track. Schultz will go back and serve it now for the Warriors. Back and forth we go here in this first set, and you would expect something pretty tight here in the first couple of sets. You know, it's easy to make some mistakes here with the first game of the season, and Hayden Schultz has herself an ace and an error that time from, I believe it was Mansueto in the back row.
Few and far between those come by from her in the back row.
Yeah, she had 400 digs last season, so that's kind of a collector's item from Mansueto. And now when the ball goes off, then they got people down there with towels. They got towels on the corner of the court. Got to keep this thing as dry as possible and as substance-free as possible, because you got 2 more matches on this thing tonight, and don't want that to get slick at all, because that's obviously number one if you're going to try to avoid any injuries on something like this. And
Do we have a timeout here?
well, I think they're trying to figure out. I think the ball got tossed back on.
I think that they're trying to find a ball that is not underinflated. I
No,
think
that
that's
could
what
be.
they were looking at right now.
I didn't know if they were trying to find something to, if it got tossed back onto the court, and they wanted to clean it off. I wasn't positive about that. So, ready to roll now. They found a ball that was satisfactory. 6-5 lead for Waupun, and it will be Schultz to continue for Waupun. Just saw Marissa Vanderschaft bend over and grab something off and throw it off the court as well. So that's something you're just going to have to deal with tonight, obviously, playing in the elements, and a little bit different than normal.
Is there a TV timeout or what's going
I
on
don't know.
here?
I radioed down to him and said we're ready to go, Jeff, so I don't know what the holdup is here. I told him we're ready.
Well, we're going to step aside while we're waiting. We'll be back.
Back here at Ray Dunn, and here comes Schultz. Just a extended break there to make sure that they got enough balls ready to go. Here's a swing on the near side for Bader, handled well by Waupun. Back row swing from Borchert, and here comes Mayville once again into the block, and it's just going to be scrambled across by the Cards, and see if they go back to the middle. No, back to the outside. Swing there for Neary. Another chance for the Cards, and it just able to reach it was Kylie Wenninger, and she just got the fingertips to it, and it helped her out there, Justin. She hits that one as she wanted to, probably would have went into the block, but it just kind of looped over.
Or at least into the net, because she was off balance on her back foot like that. It's a tough play.
Yeah, Wendorf here to serve. Goes to the far side. Nice block in the middle that time, and Ehlers is having herself a heck of a first set. That one goes off the block of Ehlers and Bader at the net. But between those two, they almost had a point there for Mayville. Good job to stick with it for Waupun and earn the point. 7-6 lead for the Warriors. And back to serve now is Sanders. Good serve once again, and I'll tell you what, the difference so far as a 2-point lead here in this first set for Waupun has been their ability to serve. That's the second ace of the first set, but even the ones that haven't been aces have kind of gotten the Cardinals scrambling a little bit, just like this, and that's going to be back-to-back aces for Audrey Sanders. And so, a big advantage so far here at the service line for Waupun. See if they can continue that with Sanders, the junior. Again, another good one. Swing for Ehlers is deep. And so this is now 4 straight points for Waupun, and Coach Capps is going to take a timeout. We're going to take it with him. We'll be back. It's a 10-6 lead for Waupun on Jeff's live streams and RP Video Sports.
Safety is first and foremost on what we do every day.
Municipal Well and Pump began over 100 years ago, one community and one relationship at a time. Employee owned, employee accountable, a personal stake in every project. Today, we are the largest well and pump contractor in the region. Our customers know us as honest people who treat them as people. We believe every family deserves clean, abundant water. To us, nothing is more important. We might not always be the lowest priced option, but integrity and dependability can be rare. And in this vital industry, prioritizing a quality experience creates lifetime relationships. Municipal Well and Pump. We care about keeping clients connected to water.
1.
So see how the Cardinals look out of a timeout. It's been 4 straight points for they got leaning on the edge. Oh, they got the ball girls in the corner of the court, and they don't want them on the court. So safety issue, I suppose. And so here we go. How do the Cards respond out of the timeout? Here goes Sanders once again. She had a couple of aces so far. Miscommunication from Mayville and a good swing from Ehlers. And a nice job from Waupun to scramble it back across. Babish and others with some great hustle. And they're going to go back to, yeah, that is Babish on the far side. And that time overhit it. Getting my B's mixed up there, and Babish still looking to get going here early, but we know she's got it in her from an offensive standpoint. Here's Vanderschaff serving for the Cards, and Babish into the block of Mayville. Another block for the Cards, as they once again are getting their presence, making their presence known at the net. There's 3 blocks in as many swings that time for the Cardinals. And I think that's something to watch this season for Mayville as one of their strengths. Got some inexperienced setters, inexperienced defensive players, inexperienced hitters, but I'll tell you what, their presence at the net I think is going to make a big deal for them. Here goes Lillian Mansueto with the tip, nice tip from her, and that's going to earn another point. So 3 straight for Mayville. Out of the timeout, that's exactly what Coach Capps, that's how you draw it up. You take a timeout, that's the response you're looking for. First kill of the night for Lillian Mansueto. Here's a middle set and another block, this time blocked down by the combo of Voskuhl and Bader. I think it was Bader that got the touch on it, so we'll give her the block kill. And just like that, Mayville ties it back up, and Vanderschaff will continue. 4 straight points for the Cards. And it's been the block mostly. Here goes Babish off the block again. Near side shot for Mansueto, tips it across. And they're going to go back to Babish again. This one's deep as well. And 5 straight now for the Cards. And the block just having its impact there. You know, Babish hit 2 into the block and then tried to go line and a little bit higher and airmailed it over the end line. Give her another chance here off the block. Nice dig by Vanderschaff. Coming to the near side. Mansueto's going to have to tip it, and she fell into the net. Little off balance, and that set, you could see Mansueto just asking Neva Middlestat just a little bit further away from the net. Just give her a little more space.
Even then, timeout worked. Did its job.
Absolutely did. Went from 10-6 to 11-11 just like that. And here's Borchert back to serve for Waupun. Coming back to the near side, get Mansueto involved again. That's in. Painting the line is Lillian Mansueto. That's a smart offensive play there. Rather than just hammering it as hard as you can, closing your eyes, she picked out a spot and hit it. So Mayville retakes the lead. Middlestat back into the game to serve. Excuse me, that was Hardesty that had the last couple of assists for Mayville. I think I said it was Middlestat. It was Hardesty. Middlestat out here, and she picks up her first ace of the season and her career as well. Here she comes again. Nice serve. Waupun has to dive to it, and here's another opportunity for the Cards. Voskuhl just going to have to pass it across, and another free ball coming back for the Cards. Ooh, quick set, and a nice tap that time from Voskuhl, and she's got a kill, her first of the night. And it took a little bit to get going here, Justin, but Mayville is slowly getting themselves into the rhythm that we saw them in so much last year.
I mean, after the timeout, they're on a 8-1 run.
8-1, that's correct. Here's Babish again, off the block and down. That's a confident swing from Ryan Babish, and just her first kill of the night. And she's had a lot of opportunities, but for her to just stay patient, you know your opportunities are coming. You know, volleyball is even worse than baseball. Baseball's the one where you got to stay patient, right? You got to stay confident. Volleyball's even worse. Percentages are even lower. Got to stay aggressive. There's Voskuhl, hammered down the middle, and there is no one stopping that. 15-12, my goodness. Perfect set from middle stat, and those are the ones that you dream of. When the coach throws it up underhand, those are the ones that look like that. Here's Waupun back to Babish, this time on the right side and into the net. And we're going to get a Waupun timeout here as well. As you mentioned, the big run out of the timeout for Mayville. Waupun's hoping for the same. It's a 4-point lead for the Cards. Back with more after this on Jeff's and RP Video Sports.
Pioneer Keg. Great food meets a fun atmosphere. Dive into their full menu featuring award-winning cheese curds and our homemade pizzas that are simply irresistible. Try the famous Brewmaster Challenge, where the food takes center stage. And if it's Friday, get ready for our amazing Friday fish fry. Check out our relaxed atmosphere. Hang with friends, where everyone has a good time. Come thirsty, come hungry, and leave happy. The Pioneer Keg, 122 South Milwaukee Street, Theresa, Wisconsin.
Whether you enjoy the sunshine.
Back here at Mayville, glad to have you along tonight. Thanks for joining us on Jeff's live streams and RP Video Sports. 16-12 is the score. Mayville leads it, and 10-2 out of the Mayville timeout. We'll see what happens if Waupun can have the same fortune as Mansueto starts at the service line. And it's scrambled across by the Warriors. Another middle set, and Voskuhl wins the battle yet again. That is 3 out of the last 4 points for the Cards coming from their middle junior, Leah Voskuhl. And she's someone that when she returns next year, they're going to say she hasn't graduated yet. They're going to say that about a host of Cards. Nice shot down the line there, and a point for Waupun. As I believe that was number 11, Schultz. Yeah, Schultz, who is listed as a setter. That's her second kill here in this first set. 17-13. Coming to the near side, this is Wenninger. Good job by Waupun to defend that. And a shot here on the far side for Schellpfeffer. And she goes off speed. And she's got her first kill of the night, does Allison Schellpfeffer.
Schellpfeffer putting it down.
And it re-extends Mayville's lead to 5, which has been its biggest here in this first set, 18-13. Here's Voskuhl. Straight to the net, going to be battled for there. Schellpfeffer gets it back in a swing that time for Ehlers. And that one is below the net from Waupun. So after a hot start specifically at the service line for the Warriors, they've cooled off quite a bit, and Mayville starting to exert its will. Voskuhl once again from the service line is steep. And unforced error gives it back to Waupun, but still a healthy lead for the Cards. 19-14 here in this first set of the Battle of the Marsh. Just gorgeous out here tonight. You couldn't have drawn up or ordered better weather for something like this. Here comes Jalen Landahl. And miscommunication there from the Cardinals gives a free one back to Waupun. And miscommunication that time between Mansueto and Wenninger. Didn't know who was going to go for what. And Waupun back within 4 here in this first set. Jalen Landahl Another good serve, dug up by Mansueto, ends up with Shelfeffer. Swings cross court, chance for Waupun to get a swing this time, and it's dug up by Middlestat, and a back row swing from Mansueto. Looking to the near side with Schultz, and Schultz has another excellent swing, and she's got her third kill of this first set. And it's 19-16 now as Waupun just creeps back into this thing. Not quite the run that Mayville went on out of their timeout, but it's been better for Waupun after their timeout as well. Near side, Wenninger goes cross court off the tape and down, and she's got her second kill of this first set.
Jordan, what do you think about that ball coming into the shadows over there? Do you think that has anything to play for how these girls are hitting?
If I was Waupun, I would be serving right towards that corner every time, because I think absolutely. I think, you talk about those kinds of shadows in baseball and softball too, right? When you have those coming over the dugout, and I think that's for sure going to make an impact here in this first one. And another block, this time once again between Bader and Ehlers, I believe it was. And Bader was the last touch, number 12. That's her second block kill of this first set. And it'll be Hardesty, Reagan Hardesty, to serve, the second setter on this formation that they're running here with Mayville. And another point for the Cards, 22-16. Back out to a 6-point lead, which is their largest of this first set. Shelfeffer up top and finished by Ehlers, who's having herself a whale of a first set. She's just a freshman, and she's got 4 kills here in this first set. And a timeout for Waupun. Let's take another timeout here on Jeff's live streams and RP Video Sports. Mayville leads by 7.
With boating, jet skiing, UTV riding, mowing lawn, gardening, or camping, enjoy the leaves falling in autumn. Getting to that perfect nature walk or hunting, or enjoying the Wisconsin snowfall hiking, four-wheeling, snowmobiling, traveling across the state, or just driving up and down your driveway, call PT Tire and Service for all your automotive and recreational needs. Call 920-346-TIRE.
Back here on Jeff's live streams and RP Video Sports. Jordan King, Jeff Sauer, Justin Schwartzmiller with you here. And they're chanting Brian Tome's name. He's assistant coach for Mayville and put a lot of effort into making this happen. Here's a tip for Waupun. Settled under by Mansueto. Here's another tip for Ehlers, and that should have been a carry or a double hit or whatever you want to call, and they got it right there, and it's going to be set point here, 24-16 in this first set. And Hardesty will serve once again. Near side, Schultz. Good swing there, dug up by Hardesty. And a back row swing for Mansueto. Dug up there by Babish. Far side, Neary on a swing. Good hustle that time from Mayville, but that was an impossible shot for Mansueto to try to pull off. But Coach Capps is applauding just the effort there by both Mansueto and I believe it was Hardesty in the back row there, flying around, just getting something on it. Also back there was Wenninger. Here's Hardesty, goes to the back row. Vanderschaaf, oh, that might have been deep, but kept in. Too close to take a chance on that with set point. Here's Wenninger, goes cross court. Dug up well by Waupun over there. Back row swing for Babish. Back to the near side, Wenninger into the net and down. And a couple of straight points here for Waupun to stay in it, 24-18. And tell you what, Schultz had a lot of success at the service line. She's got 2 straight here. Can she keep it going for the Warriors? Vanderschaaf in the back row, another swing, middle swing, and the middles have done it here in the first set for the Cards. Brielle Ehlers in the first set, 5 kills for the freshman in her first varsity action. How about that? And Mayville wins the first set, 25-18, and really settled in after being down by 4 points early. They get it done here in set number 1. We'll take a timeout, come back, and give you the rest of the statistics here of the first set and get ready for the second set here on Jeff's live streams and RP Video Sports. Stay with
You've dreamt of the kind of home you want to live in for years. Now is the time to turn that dream into a reality. Quest Interiors has you covered with flooring, cabinetry, and countertops all in one place. From kitchens and bathrooms to family and bedrooms, bring your vision to life with professional installation. Visit our showrooms in Oshkosh and Fond du Lac. Quest Interiors, exceptional style, exceptional savings.
Located in Lamira, Wisconsin, Schaefer Auto is your go-to destination for quality used vehicles at unbeatable prices. Our mission is to provide dependable cars that fit your budget, and we take pride in offering a wide selection of makes, models, years, and mileage options. If the vehicle you're looking for isn't on our lot, don't worry, our team is dedicated to finding exactly what you need. Visit Schaefer Auto for your next purchase, where we'll work with you to find a car tailored to meet your needs. Schaefer Auto.
Upgrade your comfort and living space for 2025. Your living room should be a place of comfort and connection. A sectional provides the perfect blend of style and function, giving you plenty of seating for family, friends, and relaxation. For 50 years and counting, Verhaeg's Furniture has been proudly serving the Waupun area at prices you can afford. Visit us today at 806 West Main Street, Waupun, and experience quality, comfort, and service you can trust. Visit our website at www.verhaegsfurniture.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram to stay updated on our latest arrivals, events, and deals. Verhaeg's Furniture Mart, 50 years strong, quality you trust, prices you'll love.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
Trust AirTech Heating with all your home comfort needs. AirTech Heating, doing whatever it takes.
Planning a new building, whether it's commercial, ag, or residential, you need a building that will last. You need Pino. Our experienced design build team will make your vision a reality. After all, we've been doing it for over 45 years. To start your next project, go to PinoBuildings.com and you'll learn about the Pino difference. Pino, built better for future generations.
Back here at Ray Dunn on the campus of Mayville High School. Glad to have you along here. 25-18 in set number 1. Just about ready for set 2 here between the Warriors and the Cardinals. Coming up after this, Waupun will play Horicon, and then the nightcap will be Horicon and Mayville. Coming up under the lights here at Mayville High School. They got the lights cranked up, ready to roll, and I'll tell you what, I'm excited for that match coming up in a couple of hours. Some stats here, unofficially official stats here in this first set. Number 3, Kylie Wenninger, the junior outside hitter, had a couple of kills, 2 to be exact. Lillian Mansueto had 2. Amelia Bader had 2. 3 for Leah Voskel out of the middle, and Brielle Ehlers led the way with 5 there in that first set. And again, Voskel and Bader was in the middle a couple of times with some blocks, and Ehlers, you add those 3 up, that's 10 of the kills in that first set for Mayville, coming from players in that middle area. And like I said, just wildly impressive that Ehlers' performance there in that first set as a freshman. By the way, Neva Middlestat looked good as well as the setter. I thought Reagan Hardesty came off the bench and looked good as well. It's going to be Middlestat to start things off here in this second set, and Schultz can't get to that one. And it's an early ace for Middlestat, her second of the night, and gets Mayville's second set off to the same start as the end of the first, which was red hot. And that one's in for Middlestat. Schultz comes to the near side to Babish, a swing there cross court, and it's going to be Shelfeffer. Shelfeffer goes deep. Schultz this time looks to the far side, and that's Alexis Babish with her first kill of the night. And they really have not gone to the right side very often. Talking about Waupun, they've really tried to get Ryan Babish going tonight on the left side, but nice job there to mix things up. And I think it maybe maybe surprised Mayville a little bit there that they were so consistent going to that left side, and then they switched it up, and Mayville's block wasn't there. And that one's a little loose there that time from Wendorf. And another ace, this time number 10. I believe it, or is it 16? Must be 16, Alexis Babish. There's no 10 on the program. Although, that wouldn't be the first time that I've seen a volleyball program that is missing a number or two. Sometimes with the libero, you get numbers, jerseys that aren't usually used, but that was Alexis Babish. So she's having a really nice start. Both points for Waupun coming from Babish, and now there's a block, and that's Jalen Landau, I believe, out of the middle, and that was reminiscent of what we saw Leah Voskel do a couple of times there in that first set. So a 3-1 lead, and just like set number 1, Waupun jumps out to an early lead here in the second set. Back row swing for Lillian Mansueto, dug up well. Coming up to the near side with Babish. Mansueto once again digs it up, and now she's going to get a shot on the left side, goes cross court. And good defense once again from Waupun. This time it's Shelfeffer, off the block and up. Good job to stay with that one from Landau, and it's going to end up with a Ryan Babish kill. Tell you what, that was an athletic play from senior Jalen Landau in the middle. She tipped it, was off balance, got a hand on it, just kind of able to spin it over to Ryan Babish, who finished it off, and it's a 4-1 lead for the Warriors. At the net, tapped up by Middlestat. Nice athletic play there at the net from their freshman setter. And here comes Voskel, just gets it across with a free one for Waupun, and guess who in the middle? Voskel with another block. Here's Middlestat, tips it up, and that one, I think over time, Middlestat will figure out that in those situations, when you're off balance, maybe just tip that thing over, give a free one away to Waupun and play some good defense. Which, by the way, was the calling card last year for Mayville. It didn't have great offensive statistics, but they were hard to play against. And that time, Shelfeffer and Mansueto, between the two of them, Mansueto, I think, taking responsibility for the miscommunication, and Shelfeffer gets her second kill of the night. So 5-2, Waupun with an early lead here in set number 2. Mayville won the first set 25-18. Babish digs it up, coming to the near side with Schultz into the net and down. Another point for Mayville. There's a lot of versatility I'm learning for Waupun. You know, Schultz can set. Alexis Babish can set. Ryan Babish has set. Even Jalen Landau out of the middle, she's even set a few for the outsides as well. So there a lot of versatilities, and you can't overpass against Mayville, especially in the middle. Leah Voskel will punish you. She does there, and a 3-0 run for Mayville. What was the run to finish out that first set there, Justin?
19-8.
Yeah, you'll take that. You'll take that. Middlestat looks to the far side. This is Wenninger, and into the net. And Coach Capps has some encouragement for Wenninger there. I think early in the season, maybe the message is don't worry about the location so much as just give yourself an opportunity. Here's Voskel. Nice dig that time from Borchert from Waupun. She keeps it alive for the Warriors. It's going to be a swing for Shelfeffer, and she finds a soft spot in the Waupun defense. And second kill for Shelfeffer here in the second set. She's got 3 tonight. And Mayville back within a point, 6-5. And Voskel back to serve. Borchert to Babish to the near side. Good swing that time from Van de Zand, excuse me. And this time they're going to go to the far side with Schultz, and that one's deep. So we're all tied up here in this second set after Waupun led 5-1 early. Now Mayville settling in. Once again, slow start to the set, but finding their rhythm here. Voskel coming back to the near side with Van de Zand, and she goes cross court. Nice swing there by the senior.
It's pretty cool to see Ava Van de Zand out there again. I know Jeff probably wanted us to mention this. She did coming off an ACL injury. She would miss all of softball season last year. Key component to that softball team that was not on that team. So good to see her back on the court.
Yeah.
For her senior season.
Yeah, a couple of really nice swings here tonight so far. Here she is again off the block and down. Back-to-back kills for Ava Van de Zand. Yeah, you love to see those stories. And part of a club that is all too popular and unfortunate, obviously. Middlestat. And a nice tip once again. I'll tell you what, there you go, freshman to freshman from Middlestat to Ehlers. And Ehlers has her 6th kill of the night. Little ways into the second set here, first one of the second set. But, man, she doesn't look like a freshman out there. Neither one do. Here's Reagan Hardesty into the game. She's going to set for a couple of rotations. And that one was pumped down that time by Schultz. And she's getting hyped up by her teammates, and why not? That one, no chance for Mansueto in the back row.
For a so-called setter, she definitely doesn't hit the ball like a setter.
Goodness. Neither does Alexis Babish. They're both listed as setters, and both of them got some power. And Ehlers with the response. Speaking of power, Ehlers has entered the chat. And Mayville back within a point. It's 9-8 here in this second set. If you're just joining us, Mayville leads 1-0.
Speaking of the chat, this is your chance to participate in history. Get your stuff into that chat. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering for, who's your favorite player, who's your favorite team. Just let us know and get that stuff in that YouTube chat here on Jeff's live streams.
Just the second service error of the night. One that we had that went long, and then that went into the net.
Yeah, and you got to love that. For a first, and really Waupun, I haven't kept track of Waupun, Justin, but I haven't remembered many from them as Ehlers goes deep here. But for a first match of the season, this has been pretty clean. And considering all the different, it's a different environment. You never play outside, at least unless you're playing in the sand, I suppose. And that's, as I say that, there's a service error. That's curse of the commentator, which exists. Here is Marissa Vanderschaff for Mayville as the Cards back within a pair. 9-11, they trail the Warriors right now. Schultz goes to the middle and just a little bit off, a little bit out of sync there with her middle hitter, Maggie Kluge. And Mayville just back within a point. They've just kind of stayed in the first two sets, and then they've run away with them late. Here is Babish, and Ryan Babish, that's a confident swing, her 3rd kill of the night, and second of this second set as well. And it'll get Borchert back to the service line, where Waupun has had some success tonight. 12-10 lead for the Warriors. Hardesty goes far side, Mansueto into the block, and a nice job there by Vanderschaff to just get it across. Babish is going to have a swing and finds the corner. And she had some hard luck in the first set where she had a couple of swings that looked good and just into that, towering Mayville block. Now she's had a couple where she's found some space, and don't let her get hot. Here comes Borchert. Dug up by Mansueto, and it ends up with Voskel, a nice off-speed swing from Leah Voskel, and that's her 5th kill of the night, second of this second set, and a nice job by Reagan Hardesty that time to get Voskel going again. I always think some teams forget about their middles. It's impossible, obviously, for Mayville to forget about their middles. They're so big and they're so athletic. But some teams do. They just rely on that outside, and that's not the case with the Cardinals. Here's Ryan Babish, goes cross court. Near side, Shelfeffer. She's looking for a corner, and it's just deep from Shelfeffer. A decent swing there from Allison Shelfeffer, one of the many juniors on this team. Almost all of them played as sophomores as well. A couple of them as freshmen. Here is Shelfeffer yet again. Get her right back going, and she pays it off with a kill. Third kill of this second set for Allison Shelfeffer. She's got 4 tonight, and it's 14-12. Mayville chipping away at the Waupun lead. And it's Lillian Mansueto back to the service line. Good one there. Dug up. Babish goes back to Babish. And back to the middle goes Mayville. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Schultz gets it across, and back to Voskuhl they go. And I'll tell you what, Voskuhl and Middlestadt are forming quite the connection. The last couple of sets, as that's hammered down once again from Babish, I believe, on the near side. Her 5th kill. She's starting to heat up here for Waupun. But the last couple of sets from Neva Middlestadt to Leah Voskuhl have been right on the money. And Voskuhl can start to swing well like that, and there's a kill. I always appreciate when they got my back and they can prove a point for me. I appreciate that.
Spoke it into existence.
15-13, but there it is again. I mean, it's right on the money for Leah Voskuhl, and it's just right in transition. It's perfect, and it's been dangerous tonight. Voskuhl up to 6 kills. That one hacked across by Mayville, and it gives a chance here in the middle. Nice tip from Landahl, and then finished by Schultz. Hayden Schultz with her 4th kill of the night. And there's that versatility we talked about earlier in this set for Waupun. Landahl at the net has her presence there. It's blocked by Mayville. Back over to a free Schultz, and she finishes things off. Here's an overpass. Free one for Waupun. Coming to the near side with Van de Zand. She goes cross court. Middlestadt looking back to the middle with Ehlers off the block. And kill number 7. Make it 8 now for Brielle Ehlers. And we'll see Neva Middlestadt and Allison Shelfeffer back to the bench. Bringing in Amelia Bader and junior Reagan Hardesty. And Hardesty to the service line. Back here to Van de Zand, and that one a little bit behind her and just a little bit out of sync there was Waupun. 16-15. Chance to tie this thing up with Reagan Hardesty at the service line for Mayville. Alexis Babish to the near side. Van de Zand short on the tip. And that one was a little too close.
And the lights are on here.
Net violation.
Oh, got a net violation. Excuse me, sorry. Thought it was into the net. That's my fault. And another block. And look at Kylie Wenninger. There is no doubt who got her hand on that one. She was hyped up. And we have our first Mayville lead of this second set, 17-16, just like that. Down a handful this seemed like this whole set, and now Mayville's on quite a run. And another miss hit there is going to force a timeout for Waupun, 18-16. Let's take a timeout with them, and we'll be back with more. You're watching Mayville and Waupun, the Battle of the Marsh, here on Jeff's live streams and RP Video Sports.
Angling-only guide service with Captain Jeremy Brenner.
Captain Jeremy Brenner here. We are the premier Lake Michigan salmon charter out of Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Each trip is 6 hours and includes fish cleaning. The cost is $400 per trip Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and only $340 on weekdays for up to 6 people. I personally guarantee you will catch fish. The season runs June through Labor Day. Contact me at anglingonlyfishing@gmail.com to book today and check out my Facebook page, Captain Jeremy Brenner, Sheboygan Salmon.
Coal Oil and Propane is committed to establishing and upholding lasting relationships with our respected customers. We pledge to provide exceptional and reliable service, exceeding your expectations, and are dedicated to continuous improvement, embracing and driving change to better serve you. Whether you need service for residential, commercial, or agricultural, Coal Oil.
Back here, it's a nice run here. What do we got here, Justin, for the run?
7-2 run for Mayville, and looks like Mayville goes into the net.
There you go. Out of the timeout, a kill for Ava Van de Zand. And Stops the bleeding for now for Waupun. 18-17 lead for the Cards. Here in set number 2. They won set 1 25-18 if you're just joining us. Where you been? No, I'm just kidding. Here's a swing for Wenninger. Dug up by Waupun, and another swing for Van de Zand. They're trying to get her rolling, and if nothing else, get her going for later on in the season, and just kind of, keep her confidence going here. Try to get that confidence back, as you mentioned, coming off the injury. 19-17, Megan Windorf back onto the court to serve. Schultz looking to the near side, back row swing for Babish. Hardesty, far side, Mansueto, off the block and down for Lillian Mansueto, who's been quiet tonight. Just her 3rd kill, but has obviously been their top back row player tonight, as well as just kind of scramble things across. She's had to do that a couple of times as well, and she's always going to get a double block, you know that. And a nice swing that time from Van de Zand, and 4th kill of this second set for Ava Van de Zand. And she has been, when they've gotten the ball to her in a good spot, it's been good for her. And Waupun back within a pair, 20-18, and make it 20-19 after the ace from number 14, Audrey Sanders. That's her 3rd ace of the night. 2 in that first set, and now a big one here. And if she can kind of turn this here in crunch time of this second set. And another one. Vanderschaft can't find that one. And we're all tied up here in set number 2. 20-20. Sanders will continue back-to-back aces. This one drops in for 3 straight. Defensive specialist. She plays libero at times, at least listed in the program that way, so I'll say that like I know it. 21-20. It's a 4-0 run here for Waupun. 3 of them with the ace, and a nice job there from Brielle Ehlers, who nears the double-digit kill mark. She's got 9 now, and a nice off-speed tip to tie this thing back up, and it gets Vanderschaft back to the service line for Mayville. Comes to the near side. Babish, Schultz, tips across. Mansueto was smart to it. She's going to get it back here, tipped. And Mansueto did a great job to keep her foot behind the line. And a big swing from Babish. Vanderschaft gets there, and a tip from Mansueto. And it's going to be Babish again, getting it from Schultz, and this one comes up short. That was a excellent play in the back row from Marissa Vanderschaft, who, as I mentioned last year, second half of the season maybe, last third of the season, really came on for Mayville. And you're starting to see the fruits of that here early in this season as well. Here's a tip from Waupun. Dug up. Hardesty looks far side, Mansueto off the block. And another swing for Babish coming. And that was outside the antenna, I do believe. Yes, it was. And Mayville just a couple of points away at this point now. 23-21, and Waupun's going to use another timeout. Their second timeout of this second set. Let's take it with them. 23-21 here in set number 2. Mayville won the first set, looking to close things out here in set number 2. Back after this on RP Video Sports and Jeff's live streams.
Has you covered. Our goals are simple. Great products, competitive pricing, and reliable service. Contact Coal Oil and Propane for all your fuel and lubricant needs. Trust Coal Oil and Propane.
We at the Glamour Shop pride ourselves in having a fantastic team that offers unbeatable customer service at rates we can stand behind. Our motto has always been, let's talk about hair. We're a passionate, team-based salon where relationships with our clients are at the heart of everything we do. Our experienced stylists work with you to create the look you've always dreamed of. Whether it's a cut, color, or a fresh style, we invite you to experience the Glamour Shop difference. The Glamour Shop. Call for an appointment today.
Welcome to Hookstra's Marketing Greenhouse. Here at Hookstra's Marketing Greenhouse, we are proud to...
Welcome back. Back here at Mayville High School. Marissa Vanderschaft continues to serve for Mayville. And Mayville's going to have a chance here. Hardesty goes to the middle. DeVasco a little bit behind her. And Voskuhl into the net. So 23-22. Crunch time in this set number 2 as Waupun looks to extend it. This one into the net, and that's an untimely service error. As we mentioned, we've only seen 2 or 3 of those all night from Waupun, and Borchard into the net that time. 24-22, it's match point, and it's the freshman Neva Middlestat, the #1 server for Mayville. At least she has been tonight. Schultz looks far side. That one's tough against the net, and Mayville 25-18, 25-22. The Cards get a 2-set sweep here to start off tonight's triangular in the Battle of the Marsh. 25-18, 25-22, and we'll take a timeout here, Jeff, and get things set up down there. Hope to catch one of the coaches for an interview, maybe talk to Brielle Ehlers or Leah Voskuhl, one of our candidates for player of the match here tonight. Mayville wins it 2-0 in match number 1, excuse me. We're back after this on Jeff's live streams and RP Video Sports.
South Central Wisconsin, with the most beautiful flowers and freshest fruits and vegetables. In the fall, we have many varieties of squash and pumpkins, to just name a few. We are also proud to offer one-of-a-kind gifts like hanging baskets, iron hangers, decorative planters, and concrete statuary. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook for more info and pictures. So come on out to Hooksha's Market and Greenhouse, located on Highway A between Fox Lake and Randolph, and you'll be glad you did.
Katie's Log Cabin is a great place to stop for lunch or dinner. Grab one of the daily specials or check out the full menu. Katie's Log Cabin specials include Tuesday is pizza, Wednesday is wings, Thursday is a rotating special, Friday and Saturday is fish fry, Saturday is also prime rib, and Sunday is a broasted chicken dinner. Not in the mood for a special? Katie's has you covered with full menu options, appetizers, salads, wraps, pizzas, and sandwiches. Katie's Log Cabin Restaurant in Oakfield. Life is better at the cabin.
Rediscover the hometown lumberyard experience in your own backyard. Hi, this is Dave, 3rd generation of the family-owned and operated Lidke Lumber True Value in downtown Elmira. I welcome you to experience what the hometown lumberyard has to offer. Better products, better advice, better service. From one O-ring to all the building materials to build a house, we had the products to get the job done. Hardware, plumbing, electrical, paint, lawn and garden, automotive, bird, and so much more. Come experience what your hometown lumberyard has to offer. Lidke Lumber True Value in downtown Elmira, where the tracks cross Main, or online at lidkelumber.com.
Kick it right now to you.
All right, back here on Radio Plus Video Sports and Jeff's live streams, we got Coach Capps down there joining us. Coach, appreciate a couple of minutes here. Wow, what a beautiful night, and what a better way to start it. Your girls, a little bit slow starts in the first little bit of the sets, but how about the response in both set 1 and set number 2 to really settle in and kind of get into a rhythm there as those first 2 sets went on?
So I'm very hopeful that that's not what we have going on all season, coming from behind. Some coaches, we love the fact that they can come from behind, and my girls never quit. The fact that we had to come from behind, I'd prefer that not happen. So we'll work on that. But I will tell you, it's a little unusual playing out here. The wind, a little bit of the sun in the setter's eyes. It was a little bit sketchy sometimes, but my girls kept working.
Coach, a couple of freshmen that you got first action tonight. Neva setting well for you guys, and Brielle, we had her for 9 kills up here. Excellent at the net. Obviously, the net presence is going to be big all year for you, but just your first impressions of those 2 extremely talented players.
I wish that everybody could have freshmen like this. It makes me look like a really good coach. What I love about Brielle is she worked hard, but did you see that she made a couple mistakes and then she just came right back, didn't really get frustrated. When she didn't have good sets, she just did something with it and tipped it to a good spot. So I think it was like 5 of those kills were
off tips.
Coach, appreciate it. We'll talk to you a little bit later on, and best of luck in game number 2.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
We'll let you hand that over to whoever's ready to talk. It looks like Leah's got the headset on, so we'll let Leah go.
Hello.
All right, Leah, can you hear us?
Yeah.
All right, Leah. To just talk about, I'm going to start you with the same question I asked Coach there. A couple of freshmen starting tonight. Obviously your sophomores got some first action as well. But just talk about, obviously the first game there's going to be some jitters, but to be out here and this crowd and this opportunity, just talk about how fun it was to get out there and play and do it in this environment.
Yeah, obviously our freshmen are amazing. They do a great job. And all of us, I think, coming out here, we were all having a little bit of anxiety, which I think fair enough with the crowd here. And I just think after the first couple points, we really settled in and just focused on the game and knew what we had to do. And I think it just went up from there.
You guys were tough at the net again tonight. We know that's going to be key for you guys this season. Just how much fun is it when you're up there with Amelia and Allison and Brielle, first opportunity for her tonight. You guys are really dominant at the net, or you can be, right?
Yeah, I think that's a really big thing for our team. Just the height that we have at the net and the blocks, that definitely carries us through some of our games.
Appreciate it, Leah. Congrats on the win in match number 1. We'll let you hand it to Lillian there. Looks ready to roll. Lillian, when the block doesn't get it, between you and Marissa, you guys got it taken care of back there. Just talk about tonight's opportunity to play out here, all the work that went into this, and how much fun it was to get out there in front of this big crowd, and just the experience here tonight.
Well, I think it's awesome that we have this community to come help us and just help our goals be like allow our goals to just come to life. Everyone dreams of playing on a football field. I mean, it's like so cool. You would never imagine it. But I feel like this is like just such a big part for our community, not only our girls volleyball program, but also our football team, our Mayville community. You can tell everyone just is so supportive of everything.
Just assess the match tonight. You guys, maybe a little bit of a slow start, but you found your way, right? And just the response from, inexperienced players and first time getting to play together and those types of things, just working through that and finding a way to get it done.
Well, I think it's awesome that our freshmen coming up are over 6 foot, so it's always nice having those players there, but we didn't really know what we were expecting. I mean, we practiced on this last night, and the wind was terrible. You could tell that we didn't really have any control of anything, but I feel like
let everyone know we do have our 50-50 winner.
Everything
Graciously donated $100 back. Thank you.
Everything that's like going on right now is like you can just tell it's all working in our favor.
Lillian, congratulations. Good luck in match number 2 coming up in just a little bit. We'll let you hand it off to Marissa.
Thank you.
All right, Marissa, close things out here. Couple of big digs there in the final set, and their hitters started to get going right there in that second set. And just talk about kind of getting into the flow of things and being back out there, and just the opportunity to play in front of this crowd and everything that goes along with that.
I mean, like I said, like they talked about with the freshmen, it helps so much that we have 4 players about 6 foot. I can see their block and read off of it so well that it gives me such a good opportunity to get the dig right when I'm there because they have their block up every single time and I can just go right around that.
Just how much confidence, obviously, Aubrey had 600 plus assists last year, and between Reagan and Neva, seemed like if you gave them a good pass, they were going to put it on a plate for one of these hitters. Just talk about your confidence in, right, because that's an important relationship between the defensive back line and the setter, and just talk about your confidence in them, even though they may not be the most experienced, but sure didn't look like it out there.
Yeah, I mean, I played with Reagan since I was young, so I could always trust her. And, I mean, Neva, with being a new freshman, it did take some time to learn the offense. And I trust once I saw that I could get her a good pass and she'd get that set exactly to the middle or to the outside and they'd put the ball away, I trusted myself, just get the setter a good pass and they're going to put the ball right where the hitters need it to be.
Marissa, congrats on the win. Best of luck in match number 2 coming up tonight.
Thank you so much again.
There you go. That is Leah Vasco, Lillian Mansueto, and Marissa Vanderschaff. And just some final statistics here. We told you about Brielle Ehlers, 9 kills tonight. Leah Vasco was second on the team with 6. Allison Schelpfeffer had 4, 3 apiece for Kylie Wenninger and Lillian Mansueto, and Amelia Bader had 2. And then Neva Middlestat, in addition to her excellent setting along with Reagan Hardesty, Neva Middlestat had a couple of aces tonight. So Mayville wins it 25-18, 25-22. Take a timeout here, Jeff, and we will...
We'll come back with the next stream on Jeff's live stream for the next game here between the Waupun Warriors and the Horicon Marsh ladies. Thanks for joining us here. If you're on the Radio Plus channel, stay right there on that channel. This is a constant stream that they have set up. But thanks again to Jordan and Justin for a great job and fantastic work down on the court, and I've got a great shot there of Cam getting a picture of some of the volunteers that have helped set this up, and congratulations again to Mackay. Thanks, gentlemen, for this. We really appreciate it. Before we go for the outro, we'd like to end with a quick prayer here, and we'll make it quick so we can get into the next game here. Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for this opportunity here for these ladies to go out here and play some great volleyball here on this outdoor court. Thank you again that there were no injuries, and thank you again for blessing us here at Jeff's Livestream and Radio Plus Sports. We'll be back on the second stream, so if you're watching here on Jeff's Livestream, make sure that you switch over to the next stream.
Services, Pioneer Keg, Lidke Lumber, Municipal Well and Pump, All Phase Heating and Cooling, Integrity Saw and Tool.